Hello and welcome to Bounding into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding into Comics. And today I've got a new story about a report claiming that Warner Brothers did not initially pick up Amber Heard for Aquaman 2 and that she did not get a commensurate pay increase like Jason Mamoa did. This new report comes from Matthew Bellany at Puck, who claims, quote, Warner Brothers initially declined to pick up Heard's option for Aquaman 2, I'm told, despite the first film grossing $1.1 billion. Bellany went on to reveal this revelation might actually become public record as Johnny Depp's defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard is set to begin. He specifically points to the possibility of a deposition given by president of DC Films Walter Hamada being introduced that will prove this point. According to Bellany, Hamada is said to have testified that Heard was initially not picked up because there were concerns about her chemistry with star Jason Mamoa. Indeed, the duo have publicly referenced issues on set during the first film, but Heard's team believed the Depp scandal was the real cause of the reluctance. On top of this report claiming that Warner Brothers initially did not want to bring Heard back, Bellany also claims that the actress, quote, wasn't able to negotiate a fee increase commensurate with co-stars like Mamoa, as might be expected on the follow-up to such a runaway hit. Bellany goes on to claim Heard and her people believe this lack of fee increase commensurate with Mamoa is a, quote, direct financial consequence of the Depp lies, end quote. It's unclear what lies Bellany is referring to. Depp has accused Heard of being the actual perpetrator of domestic violence in the defamation lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges Miss Heard committed multiple acts of domestic violence against Mr. Depp during their marriage. Miss Heard's physical abuse of Mr. Depp is documented by eyewitness accounts, photographs, and even Miss Heard's own admissions under oath. The suit then details one such instance. In one particularly gruesome episode that occurred only 1 month into their marriage, Miss Heard shattered the bones in the tip of Mr. Depp's right middle finger, almost completely cutting it off. Miss Heard threw a glass vodka bottle at Mr. Depp, one of many projectiles that she launched at him in this and other instances. The bottle shattered as it came into contact with Mr. Depp's hand, and the broken glass and impact severed and shattered Mr. Depp's finger. Mr. Depp's finger had to be surgically reattached. The suit also alleges Miss Heard even has used one of her attacks on Mr. Depp to push her false narrative that she is a domestic abuse victim. He goes on to state, Miss Heard, angry with Mr. Depp because he was late to her birthday celebration due to a business meeting, punched Mr. Depp twice in the face as he lay in bed reading, forcing him to flee their penthouse to avoid further domestic violence at the hands of Miss Heard. A leaked conversation between Depp and Heard obtained by the Daily Mail back in 2020 showed Heard admitting to being physically violent with Johnny Depp. One part of their conversation sees Depp saying, I'm not the one who throws pots and whatever the effing else at me. Heard replies, that's different. One does not negate the other. That's irrelevant. That's a complete non sequitur. Just because I've thrown pots and pans does not mean that you come and knock on the door. Depp says vases and effing and kind of just trails off. Heard responds, just because there are vases does not mean that you come and knock on the door. The clip continues with Depp admitting that he did throw an object at Heard, but claims it was after Heard threw a number of cans at him. Depp says, the only time I ever threw anything at you was when you effing threw the cans at me in Australia. Heard responded, why are you trying to justify who throws things based on whether or not you come knocking on the door? I don't get why one informs the other. Another clip of the conversation sees Depp saying, you effing hit me last night, you effing... Heard answers, what about all the other times you split? Come on, you cannot act like that's about that. Depp says, well, on a plane, I can't split. Heard replies, no, and you hit back, so don't act like you don't effing participate. Depp says, I pushed you. Heard answers, I'm not going to get into the details of that fight. You and I both know that you split when there is no physical violence involved and that you do it, like at the very beginning of fights these days. And if you split and you go into a different room and you don't actually leave that house, it does nothing but perpetuate the fight and you don't actually do it respectfully. Depp then says, you were effing screaming at me. Heard replies, I'm not going to validate my actions last night. I feel very bad about what I did. Depp says, no, I'm talking about Toronto. Heard then answers, I did not start screaming until you had effing said all the crap. You poke an animal enough, it doesn't matter how friendly it is, it's not cool. As their conversation continued, they began discussing an incident where Depp accused Heard of punching him in the face. She says, I didn't punch you. I didn't punch you, by the way. Depp responds, you punched me. She then says, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. Depp answers, don't tell me what it feels like to be punched. Heard then says, I know you've been in a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Yeah. Depp says, no, when you have the effing closed fist. Heard then admits, you didn't get punched, you got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not effing deck you. I effing was hitting you. Depp says, you can't deck me. Heard answers, I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. At the end of the conversation, Heard says, all I'm saying is we need to take whatever time we need. You need, I need to kind of let things settle for a minute so that we don't effing kill each other or effing worse, effing really kill each other or effing break up or whatever. Depp replies, if the fight escalates to the point of where it's just insulting for both of us, or if it gets to that physical effing crap, the violence, that's when we just said, look, let's go to our corners, man. You hang out wherever you want, baby. I'm going in the office, and I'm just going to effing sit there and try and de-gellify my effing brain. Heard concludes saying, I can't promise that it will all be perfect. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I effing sometimes I get so mad I lose it. I can effing promise you I will do everything to change. I promise you. I'm not going to throw around divorce. I not say divorce unless I really mean it. Depp then finishes saying, I love you and I want you to be my wife and I want to be your husband and I want to be a good husband. If I haven't been, I'll do everything I can to find out how to be a good husband. If you're interested in hearing these clips, you can find them on the website, bountyandcomics.com. Got an article titled, New Report Claims Warner Brothers Did Not Initially Pick Up Amber Heard for Aquaman 2. Claims she didn't get commensurate pay increase, and you can find those clips in that article if you want to listen to them. You can also find them, obviously, on the Daily Mail. But clearly, those clips show that Amber Heard was indeed being physically violent towards Johnny Depp. She admits to hitting him. She admits to throwing pots and pans at him, vases at him. And then she also says that she can't promise that she won't get physical again. So it's unclear, again, what Bellany is saying about Depp's lies. Maybe he's trying to insinuate that one incident where Depp, the lawsuit alleges that she cut his finger off is a lie. But we know that she was throwing things at him. So there is some believability to that. But again, Bellany doesn't really make it clear what he's talking about there. As for the fact that Warner Brothers did not want to initially bring Amber Heard back for the Aquaman sequel, I think that's very much believable. I didn't think she did a really good job as Amber Heard in either Justice League or the Aquaman film. Despite the film making like $1.1 billion, I didn't really think the film was all that good in general. I thought the whole way that they depicted Aquaman was honestly an abomination. That's not how Aquaman actually acts. He's supposed to be this guy who has this attitude of heavy is that wears the crown instead of this like bro surfer guy that they had Mamoa play him as. Did not like that at all. And I guess you can probably blame Zack Snyder for that because that's kind of how he was depicted in Justice League. And I haven't seen his Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I would assume that that's the way he's depicted in that too. So that's definitely believable to me. Why would you want to hire someone who really wasn't that great for the part and also has all of this baggage now tied with her? I know I would just simply recast her. We've seen Marvel do that with War Machine and Lieutenant Rhodes. So those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics.